that there's anything else going to happen, but we have to realize that in the past, when Al-Qaeda has carried out these attacks, they've been done in 2 and 3 and 4, like, for instance, on September 11th. So that's why the president is taking such a strong personal interest in this, and why the president has all of the elements of all the agencies in the U.S. government, plus they are working very closely with overseas intelligence agencies to make sure there's no other attacks coming, that this is not part of an overall plot. So that's the immediate concern, and that's why the Department of Homeland Security, and I've been in contact with them tonight, why they have backup procedures and they have methods in place right now, and that's going to be increased over the next several days. So the American people should have a level of security because of that. But this just reinforces the very serious times in which we live, and Islamic terrorism is a constant threat to our country. But one very positive note, Lauren, it's really important to emphasize how the passengers really came forward, and they brought him down. They brought Muttalib down, and I don't know if that would have happened so quickly and so effectively prior to September 11th.
Right. I mean, is this basically the picture of airline travel now? Passengers take action when they see something happening out of the ordinary. They don't sit and wait anymore.
Yeah, whether or not they sign up for it, passengers right now are first responders, and as we saw, in this case today, they were the first responders to this attack. They were there and they acted effectively, and they got the job done. And that is an extra weapon that we have in our defense against Al-Qaeda.
Right, and as you mentioned, this could have been so much worse. We are hearing reports now that he got materials for the device that he was trying to ignite out of Yemen. Do you have any more information about that?
I've been hearing that too. I cannot confirm it definitely, but I've been hearing that, and I've been hearing it from reliable sources, so I'm inclined to believe that's true. I can't confirm it definitely, but I do believe that to be the case. And again, because of it, and this just demonstrates the type of connections he had, and it raises the question, as we discussed before, why he was not on the no-fly list.
All right, Congressman Peter King, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Well, great talking to you again.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
Okay, as he just mentioned, we're talking about the suspect who is now suffering from third-degree burns from trying to light whatever it was aboard that Northwest Airlines flight. It's Flight 253. There were 278 passengers on board that flight. We have now on the phone Waleed Ferris. He's a Fox News terrorist analyst. Waleed, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Lauren.
Waleed, we heard that the suspect is a 23-year-old Nigerian. What can you tell us about the jihadist movement, the Al-Qaeda movement in Nigeria?
Well, the jihadist movement, by the way, let's remember a few months ago, had a manifestation, Boko Haram, a very extreme group up in the north. It was crushed by the government. But let me just say that this individual, if indeed he has a connection to the Al-Qaeda in Yemen, and that has to be proven yet, has been most likely recruited and before that approached by the international jihadist movement. And what worries me in this case is the fact that this is a new weapon system. It means that this is not the work of this young man. Some team must have scouted, must have looked at what are the systems that protect our airliners, and then devised a chemical or another type of weapon that can be taken into the plane. And my question is, how was he able to take at least one component without being tracked? So that means that there was some sophistication. The second issue is that if indeed there's a connection with Yemen, there is a context to this. There has been in Yemen a group of Al-Qaeda, one of which, Imam Balki, who was a U.S. citizen and who was targeted this week in Yemen. So there is a context to this operation, and I would like to see more work on that context as well.
Right, and I mean, we're talking about terrorist ties that he might have, because reports are saying that he got these orders from Al-Qaeda, that he intended to ignite this device on U.S. soil. This was an international flight. It came from Amsterdam, and before that it came from Nigeria. He could have ignited it overseas, but he waited until the plane was just about to land on top of U.S. soil to do it. I mean, is that a typical move from Al-Qaeda or some of these organizations?
Yes, indeed. First of all, Al-Qaeda's strategic guidelines against the United States, they do want to